Thank you, Chuck. Appreciate you, buddy. It's okay. So welcome. I want to thank you for being here for my 5th annual State of the City address. For those of you who have been here before, you know that I try to change things up each year to keep your attention and keep you wanting to come back. Okay, I'm going to admit, the first year was boring. It was horrible, but I was new, so that doesn't really count against me. The second year, we focused on individuals that helped make the state of our city. The third year was actually a lot of fun. I actually went around the room from table to table and honored every business that was in attendance, and that was a really special time for me because the business community is what makes up our community. Last year was the sweetest thing ever. We interviewed children from grades 1 through 12, and we talked to them from all 4 school districts on their thoughts and ideas on what was going on for the city of Longview. And that was a really, really fun time for me, and I enjoyed that. And I know if you were here, you enjoyed that as well. But it's getting harder and harder to top that each year. But hopefully in an hour, you'll agree that we did it. Before I continue further, I want to just say thank you to all the people that have helped bring this together. Of course, the Chamber of Commerce, Chuck King, my good friend. Kelly, thank you for putting this together. David Jokum, thank you for all that you do. For our media team, Terry, Scott, Richard, Sean, you guys rock this thing. I know y'all don't understand, but this doesn't just pull together. This isn't something we just wake up yesterday morning, we get here today and we start doing this. We plan this months and months in advance, and the media team goes through hours and hours of me telling them what I want, and them telling me that we can't do that, and me telling them what I want, and them telling them we can't do that. And guess what? We're doing that. So it works out really well for me. But these guys, they put their heart and soul into this, and they're special, and I appreciate them, because without that, this really wouldn't pull together, and you all really wouldn't want to be here. So let's begin. 2 of the most feared words in school when I was growing up in Longview: pop quiz. Do you remember those feelings when you heard the teacher utter those simple 7 letters? Pop quiz. So what did you do? Your heart sank down. Your stomach got full. Your palms got real sweaty. And you started fidgeting in your chair. I can see some of y'all doing that right now. You're looking around to see if everyone else in the class is as nervous as you are. You weren't ready for this, unless maybe you were ready. Maybe you weren't nervous. Maybe you greeted the pop quiz as just a challenge to tackle another opportunity and to shine. Well, when you finish school, at first you think you're celebrating the end of quizzes and tests, but you quickly learn that you're wrong, because the tests and challenges definitely continue. They just aren't as easily graded anymore. The results aren't immediate. They're not printed out on a Scantron. Sometimes they take years to actually play out. We're presented with challenges, decisions, and opportunities all the time, both large and small. How we respond to those opportunities can shape our personal history, and some of those decisions can impact our community history as well. So speaking of our community history, you might have heard that Longview is celebrating our 150 years in 2020. It's called our sesquicentennial. Now, that's pretty hard to say here in East Texas, so we're just calling it the Longview 150. We can all do that. So to celebrate, several organizations are working together to host special events and commemorations throughout the year, and I hope you want to participate or even host your own event for Longview 150. So with that in mind, I thought it'd be fun today to look at Longview's history, both recent and long ago. We're going to do this as an entire audience. There it is, pop quiz. So get ready. Normally, at an event like this is pretty funny. From up here, see, I can see all of y'all, so I kind of see what you're doing. And most of the time, there's people that are peeking at their phones in the audience like I can't see them, and I can't. And they're bored, and I get it, because 3 or 4 years ago, it was boring. But it's not boring anymore. And then there's those people that don't even really care that I see them, and they're playing Candy Crush or Fortnite or whatever they're doing, and they're just going about their own business. And that's okay too. But this is your opportunity this year to look at your phone without shame. So you can do that while I talk. Because for this pop quiz, I want you to take out your cell phones. Okay, here we go. First question, who was the founder of Longview? Philip Austin Pegues, Osimus Hitch Methvin, James Stephen Hogg, or Franklin Lucius Whaley? Okay, clock's running. And there you go. Okay. Well, here's your answer. Longview was founded in 1870 by O.H. Methvin. Okay. So, it's okay, you got plenty more chances to make up for the one you just missed, okay? We got lots of time here. Okay, seeing that picture of O.H. Methvin got me thinking. Well, no, wait a minute. Before we go, it did not get me thinking at all. It got the media team thinking, what would I look like back in 1870? And I have tried to get this out of the picture, but it's going to be in there anyway. I guarantee it. I know they're going to put it in. I knew it. They're going to do it. I knew it. Okay. That's what I'll stick with the 21st century, okay? So 150 years ago, O.H. Methvin provided 100 acres for a new town to be constructed along the railroad. As the story goes, they stood from the top of Rock Hill here in town and said, wow, that's a long view. Those original 100 acres are now our downtown central business district. Okay, everybody having fun so far? You want me to go back to just reading statistics and boring? You're liking this? Okay, let's keep on. Number 2, Longview has grown quite a bit since 1870. How many square miles is Longview today? 48.7, 55.9, 59.2, or 64.4? There you go. That's the end of it. The actual answer, 55.9. So, y'all are having fun, I can tell. All right, I'm done. See you later. Okay, from those original 100 acres, Longview is now almost 36,000 acres in our growth. So we've come a long way, ladies and gentlemen. Number 3, excluding the railroad, what is the oldest existing business in Longview? R. Lacey Services, Texas Eastman, Gans and Smith Insurance Agency, or LeTourneau University? Ticking down. 3, 2, 1, bam, there you go. Okay, your answer? Gans and Smith Insurance Agency. Oh, we got a smart group in here. Y'all are doing really well. Actually, that was in 1889, R. Lacey 1930, Texas Eastman 52, LeTourneau 1946. So Gans and Smith Insurance was founded in 1889 by J.R. and T.E. Clements, and the name changed in 1912 to Gans and Smith. From the beginning, business industry had been the backbone of our community, from agriculture to cotton to oil to gas and manufacturing. We're thankful for the business leaders who have helped shape our community, Longview. Number 4, what was the first car dealership in town? City Garage, Longview Motors, Fredonia Automobile, or Lively Carriage? That's a tough one, really. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, and the winner is City Garage. Woo, y'all didn't do very good on that one. No, y'all didn't do very good. Pretty good. Okay. This is great. Okay, the first horseless carriage dealer in Longview was City Garage, located at the northwest corner of Tyler and Green, which was founded by John Garland Pegues. On August 2nd, 1915, the Ford Motor Company approved a factory sales agreement in the name of J. Garland Pegues. It later became the J.G. Pegues Ford Motor Company, and in 1946 became the Pegues-Hearst Motor Company. These things y'all didn't know, isn't it? I didn't know some of them either. I didn't know a lot of them. Okay, here's one I didn't know. This is really kind of funny. What was the first bank in town? F.J. Harrison and Company, First National Bank, Longview Bank and Trust, East Texas State Bank. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Here it is. F.J. Harrison and Company. Yeah, that was pretty easy. Okay, but here's what's interesting about that scenario. Longview's first private bank was F.J. Harrison and Company. Between 1872 and 1913, 5 more banks were founded in downtown Longview. Old records of the Texas Bank Directory dated to 1891 reveal that Longview was the only town in Gregg County with a bank. We were a financial center for the region back then, and I'm thankful for the financial services industries that continue to thrive here today. Today, there are 18 banks in Longview and more than 35 total branches, even more if you include the credit unions. Thank you to our banks in town. They're always so supportive. Number 6, we had several hospitals in town over the years. Do you know which one was the first? Longview Sanitarium, Hearst Eye, Ear, Nose, and Throat Hospital, Markham Sanitarium, Gregg Memorial Hospital, or Harmon General Hospital? Y'all aren't going to get this one. Okay, your answer? The Hearst Eye, Ear, Nose, and Throat Hospital. Yeah. That's right. Here's what's interesting about that. According to our available research, Longview's first hospital clinic opened in 1919 by Dr. V.R. Hearst, the Hearst Eye, Ear, Nose, and Throat Hospital. The 1924 to 1925 telephone directory also listed the Longview Sanitarium and the Markham Sanitarium, which later became the Markham McCrae Memorial Hospital, where actually I was born in that hospital. And I'm proud that my family has been continues to be a part of the strong medical community here in Longview. So that's a fun little thing. And I remember Markham Hospital. How many of y'all remember Markham Hospital? Yeah, I do. It was a pretty neat place. Okay, here's another one. I kind of gave this away a minute ago. I hope y'all weren't listening. We'll see if y'all were listening or playing Candy Crush. What year did Eastman Chemical open? 1936, 1948, 1952, or 1970? If you were listening, I told you just a minute ago. By mistake. Chuck wasn't listening. 3, 2, 1. Okay, 1952. Yeah, y'all did good on that one. Some of y'all were listening. I like that. Eastman as a company will be celebrating their 100th anniversary in 2020. And we are thrilled that they chose to be part of Longview's economy 67 years ago. And they continue to reinvest today. Eastman has gone from 250 employees to now over 1,500 employees here in Longview. So we appreciate Eastman so much in their dedication to our community. We couldn't be here without Eastman Chemical. Okay, what was the original business in the petroleum building when it was built? The Longview Daily News, Big Inch Oil, Method Enterprises, or Downtown Auto Park? Okay. I think y'all will get this pretty well. Okay, answer, Downtown Auto Park. Y'all did terrible on that. It's a parking garage, come on. Y'all need to go, y'all got to do some touring around downtown, come on. So it was built in 1953 as a downtown auto park, which was a parking garage. By 1956, the building was converted into office buildings with a coffee shop and a jewelry store on the ground floor, and accountants, drilling companies, oil operators, and other oil-related businesses, attorneys, and insurance companies on the upper floors. Currently, the building is being restored and renovated into a modern apartment complex. After many years of vacant despair, I am pleased to see this historic building brought back to life. Isn't that awesome? Can you go back to that picture one more time? Isn't that awesome what that's going to look like? They kept the facade of the old petroleum building, but it's going to be a really nice apartment complex. It's going to help stimulate and renovate downtown. So I'm excited about that. Okay, for you money guys, what was the city budget in 1970? 4.5 million, 9.4 million, 21.8 million, or 43.7 million? 1970. Okay, here we go. The answer, 4.5 million. That did pretty good, pretty good. Not bad, yeah. Okay, in 1970, the city of Longview's general fund budget was $4.5 million, which in today's dollars, this is important, in today's dollars, that would be around $30 million. In comparison, our general fund has grown by a little more than double in 50 years, but our population has also nearly doubled from the 45,000 residents we had in 1970. Budgeting is one of the most important things that we do every day in the city of Longview. I'm thankful that our current and past council and leadership for being financially responsible. Over the years, I believe we've been able to address the core needs of the community while also taking incremental steps to improve the quality of life for our citizens and setting aside adequate reserves for a rainy day. Our current annual budget general fund is $73.3 million with $12.4 million in fund balance. Our overall total operating budget is over $165 million currently. We've come a long way. Okay, speaking of rainy days, how many homes or businesses were damaged in the storm event that hit Longview on May the 8th, 2019? 136, 313, 631, or 1,331? 5, 4. Okay, your answer, 313. Okay, it might be strange to say that Longview was fortunate when there were 313 homes and businesses damaged by this straight line wind event on May the 8th, but we really were. Because if you look at it, there was a lot of structural damage, there were no deaths and no major injuries, which is such a blessing. Neighbors came together to help one another like I've never seen before in the history of Longview in my lifetime. Our city and county personnel worked countless hours to respond to emergencies in open streets. The crews from SWEPCO, Mark Robinson, you guys, they did a fantastic job working to restore power as quickly as possible considering the extent of the damage. And I know it was a time of great distress for all of us, but I've never seen a community respond like it did in so many ways and so positive. Because we can't control natural disasters. We don't have any control over that. But we do control how we respond to them. We responded so amazing that I thank God every day for the wonderful town that we live in, for people helping each other, taking care of each other, and not being selfish upon themselves and the poor, pitiful me. We really came together, and city staff, SWEPCO, the county, emergency personnel, volunteers. It was an amazing effort that I will never forget. So I want to thank each and every one of y'all who participated, because you all participated, because you were all a part of it. So great job, everyone. I want to share this video. This is of a couple of PAR officers, Ladarian Brown and Detective Armando Juarez Ortega, for making the most out of their jobs while doing traffic control after this storm. I think y'all will appreciate this. The videos were a lot longer, but for the sake of time, the reason I put that up there, I wanted you to see what an attitude was portrayed, not just by these two officers, but everyone out there. They worked long hours. They didn't get to go home and see their families. They didn't get to have a chance to eat. People brought food to them. It was such a coordinated event, but I just wanted you to see the wonderful attitude that took place throughout this community, which made this a disaster that we can get past, and I appreciate that. We were very fortunate, and I'm proud of the way our community responded. Let me put this in perspective. If you see the screen up there, the number of trees that fell during the storm. This is a normal year. Our compost site brings in about 6,000 tons of limbs. That's the red on your left. With just the first 3 months following the storm, we brought in about 16,000 tons of debris, and that's the red outline on the right. So you can see we have a lot of debris and compost that we're having to deal with from the storm, but that's the amount of damage that we incurred. But thankfully, once again, no deaths, no injuries. Okay, number 11. One of the tools that we use to help respond to citizens' requests is an app called CitySend. What was the most often requested service this past year on CitySend? Potholes, traffic lights, street lights, or bulky item trash? If you don't have CitySend on your phone, you really should have it. It's the easiest way in the world to go out and tell the city if you're having an issue or something you need to take care of. They respond so quickly to that CitySend. 2, 1, okay. Answer, bulky trash. I know, you would think potholes, wouldn't you? Who thought potholes? Yeah, look at all y'all. Nah, potholes aren't it. Actually, we had 430 for potholes, 121 for lights, and 744 for the bulky items in the trash. But let me just tell you this. City Send app is such a great tool. I encourage you to download it, like I said, but you can use it online without an app if you want to. But our staff takes these requests very seriously. And for example, Public Works, when they get a pothole request, they try to fix that request by the next business day. So that's how quickly you can be in real time with our city, and they do such an amazing job with trying to coordinate and integrate what your needs are with what we can provide for you all. And that's thanks to Keith Bonds, our city manager, who oversees all of this, and we appreciate all the work that he does. Okay, moving on. When was Lake Cherokee built? 1948, 1953, 1961, or 1972? Okay, your answer, 1948. Yeah. You all realize that water is one of the keys to Longview's economic success. I'm thankful for the forward-thinking leaders who secured water rights for our community for many, many, many years to come. Hey, Sean, how's our leaderboard doing?
Apparently, Brad Tidwell is very informed.
Brad?
He is leading it. Then we've got somebody named Guest 582. Your parents apparently named you poorly. And in third place, Michael Shirley. That seems like a ringer kind of set inside to have a city staffer there in third place. Then somebody named RCO in fourth place. And rounding up the top five, somebody named MG. So Brad Tidwell, the man to beat.
All right, he's the man. All right. Next question. Communication is very important. No, it's for the City of Longview. What was the most viewed post by city-related social media accounts this year? The Dancing Lamb, Area 51, May 8th storms, or the 4th of July fireworks? Okay, here you go. Dancing Lambs. Okay, wait a minute. How many of y'all have seen the Dancing Lambs video? Just raise your hand. The rest of y'all are fixing to be in for a treat because you know I'm going to show it to you. Okay, the animal shelters, there it is, go. So did you know the Animal Shelter's Dancing Lamb video, I Want to Dance with Somebody Who Loves Me, had a reach of more than 11.4 million people with 2 million post clicks and more than 500,000 reactions. It's featured on several national news and entertainment shows, all of that for a slow motion dancing lamb. If you're not connected to one of the city's many social media channels or other communication tools, I encourage you to do so because you can really stay connected in so many ways with our social media. Number 14, recently we've been making quite a few improvements to our parks. Which of the following park improvement projects did not get constructed within the last year? The nude shade canopy at Spring Hill Park, Jackman Splash Pad additions, Arboretum Nature Center, or the new skate park? Parks were a big part of our bond package that passed in November, and so there's a lot going on with our parks and those that we have and those that we don't. Okay, here's your answer. The new skate park. Man, y'all got that one. That was good, yeah. And the answer is actually that because it hasn't been constructed yet, but a community group has raised half the funds necessary, and the other half is being matched by the City of Longview, so we will have a new skate park. The nude shade canopy at Spring Park was funded by the help of the Ambucks 2 Club. The original plan for the Jackman Splash Pad was completed this summer with bond funds, and the Arboretum Nature Center held their grand opening this past weekend. If you didn't make that, you should go see it. It's a sight to behold, and it's a wonderful addition to our community that we'll be proud of. That'll bring many, many people to our community for years and years to come. Okay, speaking of parks, here's one that'll rattle your cobwebs. What's the current name of what was once called City Park? Teague Park, Stamper Park, Timpson Park, or Heritage Plaza? I actually knew this one. Okay, your answer, Stamper Park. Stamper Park was originally known as City Park. The adjacent Womack Field was for the home of the Longview Lobo football team until the new high school was built. Stamper is one of several parks that is slated for improvements thanks to the November 28th Vermont election. City staff has had several neighborhood meetings to get input for these park updates, and I thank everyone who's been involved in the process, because I think Stamper Park is one of those gems in the city that we've got to take care of, because it plays an integral role in its location and the history of our community. So I'm excited about the renovations that are going to come to Stamper Park. Okay, how many continuous miles of trails will we have when Guthrie Trail Extension is completed? 4, 8, 10, or 26? Okay, here we go. The answer is 10. And I don't know how you all feel about that, but let me explain to you about the significance of this trail system. When this system is completed, we will have 10 miles of trails that continually all the way throughout Longview. And that is going to be such an advantage for us, not only those that we live here for quality of life issue, but people who are looking to come here will see that we have this type of opportunity here for businesses to thrive on that trail, for residents to walk on that trail. It's a phenomenal addition, and I want to thank LeadCo with the TxDOT for funding this great project that we will connect Paul Borman to Cargill Trail and serve as a great new asset for Longview. All right, traffic. How much traffic passes in front of Teague Park on Highway 80 each day? 1,200 cars, 8,100, 13,000, or 23,000? This is on Highway 80 in front of Teague Park. No, Jimmy, that's not the right answer. Jimmy, not that answer. Pick another one. No, Jimmy, come on now. Okay, your answer is 23,959 cars go down Highway 80 every day. And that makes me happy and that makes me sad, because it makes me happy that we have that many people driving down Longview. It makes me sad they can't even see Teague Park or all the wonderful things that we have on Highway 80. And that's a project that needs to be handled and addressed and taken care of. And so during my time as mayor, people have not stopped asking me, how can we improve the aesthetics on Highway 80? We need to improve this thoroughfare, which is why the focus of this year's Go Giver Gala is Bring Back Teague. Teague Park was originally acquired in 1973. It's a wonderful but hidden gem from our community with beautiful ponds, green space, and a Veterans Plaza. Imagine what it would be like if we could open up the visibility of the park to the highway and then continue to improve the park with new park features such as the beautiful Vitruvian Park in Addison, Texas. Who would not like to have that in Longview, Texas? If you would not like that, raise your hand. Because if you didn't not like that, something's wrong. And why can't we have that? We can. We just have to think big and dream big. But you know, that's what we're here for, because y'all are thinkers and dreamers, and I'm here to do what y'all want to do, because I can see Teague Park as being such an asset in our community that not only opens up commerce and industry on Highway 80, but who would not like to go there and be able to go in and out of Teague Park without feeling enclosed or afraid, having a wonderful addition in there that we're going to do to build the park up and have it open up to Highway 80 where you can see it from the street. That's what we need to be doing here in Longview, because that's what will make Longview a better place to live, and that's what we're all here for, to make Longview a better place to live. So I hope you all will see this as a positive and find a way, and I encourage you to go and become a sponsor for our Go Giver Gala to bring back Teague Park, because I think, and you realize all the money that we raise from the Go Giver Gala goes 100% into this project. Not one dime is spent anywhere else. So I want to thank all the previous sponsors for this event. A lot of you are sitting right here. I'm going to be calling you again this week because it's that time, so be ready. But we're looking forward to another great event in January 2020, so I want to thank you all for your support, because I think this is a worthwhile endeavor, and it's all given by citizens of Longview. This is not something our city budget takes care of. This is private citizens donating something, a project that we feel is important to our community. So that's what makes it so special to me. Let's talk about public safety. Design is underway for the new police building for the Longview's 234 police employees. 234, that's important for the question. How many police employees did we have when the current building opened in 1977? 16, 37, 82, or 128? How you doing, Brad? I can help you with this one. Okay, 82. So you can see a lot has changed since 1977. And the new space for the police department is long overdue. We're housing 234 employees in a space designed for 82. So the new building will be a state-of-the-art facility for our men and women in blue. I'd also like to thank our police force and our local community for the efforts to reduce crime. Over the last 5 years, we've continued to see a decrease in our crime rates, and that's all because of you and our wonderful police men and women that go out there every day and risk their lives for our safety. So thank you all so much. How much funding did TxDOT grant the Longview and Gregg County area as part of the 2020 Unified Transportation Program this year? 14 million, 48 million, 146 million, or 282 million? That's a lot of millions. Okay, here's your answer. $282 million. Okay, now I want you to start clapping. Let me tell you why that's significant. And this is not on anything that's in my written. For the last multiple years, 10, 12, 14 years, someone else has gotten the lion's share of TxDOT funds that come to East Texas, and it has not been Longview. And they've done well with it, and you can't begrudge them, but I am jealous of them. And so we are changing that dynamic. So now we are getting the lion's share of TxDOT money because it's time for us to take that money and see what we can do with it and see how far we can grow because we are on the move, and this connectivity is the key to growth. And as long as we can continue to connect Longview with these TxDOT funds, we'll continue to grow from all the way from the inside out. That's an increase of $103.9 million from the 2019 program, $103 million more than we had last year. And last year is more than we had the year before. So we're continuing to build on that TxDOT money, which is so important when it comes to state funding. This includes funding for a widening of Highway 42, widening of FM 2206, which is Harrison Road, widening of FM 2275, which is George Ritchie Road, widening of US 271, and the Loop 485 around Gladewater, and a complete reconfiguration of the interchange between I-20 and 31. This money will make such a change in our future. It will be our kids' futures, but if you don't have that money now, it'll never happen then. And so this is such a big deal for Longview. And I know we don't talk about that much, but TxDOT money is so important to the growth and connectivity to allow us to continue to grow and expand our borders. So what is the traffic count on I-20 and Highway 31? 19,000, 25,000, 36,000, or 41,000? This is cars per day. Okay, here's your answer. Y'all did good. Yeah, 41,000. That's a lot of cars coming up and down I-20 at our interface with Highway 31. And that's exactly why we feel this is an important interface to change and to make better and to make it our entryway into Longview. So that's why so much of this TxDOT money will go towards changing that interface and making it easier and better for our travelers to want to come off of Interstate 20 and come into Longview. Okay, I know you're sad. Last question. Wait, how's our leaderboard doing, Sean? Is Brad still in the lead before the last question?
Sadly, Brad has fallen into second place. And he's trailing now by 3,000 points to that anonymous person, guest 582. Michael Shirley still in third, Charles Allen Clark in fourth, and Kristen I.
Whoa!
Who could that be? Kristen Ishihara bringing the city knowledge to the table. This is the last question.
Okay, last question. You can still come in from the behind and get this now. Answer quick. Even if you're wrong, it just doesn't matter. Answer quick and you might get some more points. This is a tricky one. A lot of amazing things have happened in Longview over the past year. Which one of these things did not happen in the last 12 months? Longview Lobos win the state championship in football. Arts Longview earns a cultural district designation. Dollar General Distribution Center holds their grand opening. East Texas Advanced Manufacturing Academy opens. Great Texas Balloon Race hosts a music synchronized balloon glow, the first time that's ever been done in the United States. Turner University students win first place in the Engineering World Health International Competition.
Oh.
There
we go, ready?
Okay, there you go. This is it. The East Texas Manufacturing Academy did not open this year. It actually opened last year. But everything else on this page happened this year. So, what does that tell you? It tells you it was a good year, don't you think? I can't wait to see what happens next year and the years to come. So, put your pencils down. Test is over. Now, who won? Sean.
Who is guest 582? Who's going to own
Ed
up to it?
Moore.
Ed Moore. Ed Moore.
Okay. How many prizes do we have, Sean?
All right, in your podium, sir, you've got 5 prizes.
Excellent.
So what you have is a Longview 150 tote bag, and inside it is a Longview 150 shirt with a picture of your face on it. No, okay, a picture of O.H. Methvin's face saying, "Dude, that's a long view." They can get those prizes from you today and exchange it for a different size if they want at the library at their convenience. So the winners are...
Come on, Ed.
Ed Moore, guest 582. Brad Tidwell, Michael Shirley in
Good
third
job,
place. Charles Allen Clark III, and Kristen Ishihara. So,
Good job.
there you go.
Good job.
So the
Thank you, sir.
the other top finishers who don't also happen to be on the city payroll
job.
of
Thank you,
some
sir.
kind. My goodness. All right, so in 6th place was Dan Drogi. Dan, we don't have a prize for you, but you might be able to, tackle Michael. And then in 7th place, whoever is Whoop. Way to go, Whoop. Oh,
Is that Wayne Mansfield?
Wayne Mansfield.
Wayne Mansfield.
Wayne Whoop Mansfield in 7th, and in 8th place, Gig'em 12.
Oh, yeah, okay. Good job.
Well done.
Hey, well, thank y'all for playing. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. This list of great things happened in Longview that could go on and on and on. I hope you enjoyed the pop quiz and kind of look back at Longview's history. As I mentioned earlier, when you're out of school, the tests don't end. We just give them different names. Whether you're at work, your home, or through your volunteering at a nonprofit, we constantly encounter small and large obstacles that have to make decisions we weren't expecting. My hope is that we will continue to make decisions that will benefit Longview for years to come. Moreover, my hope is that we can position ourselves to be ready for life's pop quizzes when they are unexpectedly arise, and they do that every single day. I think that happens when we invest time, energy, and resources into shaping our community for the future, not just accepting the status quo. I believe we have a history of embracing those challenges, and I know that we have more opportunities in our future. So in closing, I want to thank the Chamber for providing the venue for today's event. Y'all are always so generous. I want to thank the Longview residents for giving me the opportunity to serve as your mayor since 2015. It's an honor and a privilege that I serve to you, and I love doing it. I want to thank each of you for the ways in which you're serving Longview as well, because you being here are servants as well, and I appreciate that. It's an effort. It's not one person. It's not one group of people. It's a community, and we are one community. It's because of your hard work as individuals, businesses, and volunteer organizations that we can move forward as one Longview. I've said that all the time, one Longview. So as we serve, may we have a positive impact that prepares Longview for the next 150 years. Thank you all for being here. It's been a pleasure.